years, I lived in fear, and in that fear, I shut myself away from my family, my friends, clients.
Not anymore. Brad McIntyre, AIDS survivor, is determined to enjoy life and celebrate this anniversary surrounded by friends. Everyone here knows that Brad was given a death sentence on this day almost a decade ago, November 28, 1985. Brad was told AIDS would claim his life in 6 months.
Welcome to this, our celebration of life.
When I met Brad, I immediately called my two daughters, who are 19 and 20, and said, I want you to meet this man because his story is extremely inspirational.
Brad has a clear message, you know, that life is about love, and that the experiences that come to us are there to help us to open, to find the peace inside of ourselves.
You're gonna really need a friend.
You don't have to be afraid, and you certainly don't have to be alone.
Erin, McKelvie, CJOH News.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like you to take a moment and look around the room. See each other. See that we are all connected. There is no separateness, only the separation we create in our mind. It is not about going through life by oneself, but with each other, Mother Earth, and the universe. Realizing how much there is to share. I saw that we were all together before this night. As I've been heard to say many times, there is only one of us here, and the time is now. Welcome to this, our celebration of life. I'd like to introduce to you Marlene McDonald.
This party, I was trying to think of a name for it, but I'll bet you have a name for it. What do you call this party?
A celebration of life.
What?
9 years ago today, the doctors told me I had 6 months to live. And so for most of these years, I've celebrated by myself, with myself. But 2 years ago, I had 8 friends for dinner that knew I was HIV positive. And then last year, I had a party of 40. And with the article in the newspaper, I'm able to include everyone, because now everyone knows.
Describe how your mood has changed year after year, and how your health has changed year after year, and how that affects your mood at these dues, at these parties on November 28th.
Well, I've really gone through an emotional healing, which has certainly benefited my physical being as well. So,
does it help having friends around?
Sure.
How does it feel tonight? How do you feel every November 28th?
Well, it's not about going through life by oneself, but with the connectedness to each other, and that's what this evening is about. It's about us all being here together, and it's not about being by myself. For many years, I lived in fear, and in that fear, I shut myself away from my family, my friends, clients, and no one knew. So, and at that particular point in time, it was something that you didn't tell anybody. People withdrew, and that was exactly what I did. I withdrew from life, and now I've rejoined.
This is a demonstration of...
That's right. The demonstration of the people I love and the people that love me.
How do you account for your success in beating the doctor's prognosis? Hang on. How do you account for that success?
Well, never buying into the belief that I was going to die, for one thing. I've always maintained a high level of exercise, healthy diet, and with all of the different things I've incorporated into my life, I've gained emotional healing, through the support of friends and the different AIDS organizations, and the books that I've read, the self-help, the ones the affirmations that have created the positive feeling I have now.
What's strong in you? Do you feel strong?
Yes, I do. I feel very strong.
Much since you practiced?
Yes, I don't live in fear. I lived in fear for 4 years, and the last 3 have been preparing myself emotionally so that no matter what comes along, I can go through it. The difference being is I won't go through it alone. And I don't think anybody should have to. And we are all one, really. And people don't withdraw from their family and their friends, and if other people treat people better, more lovingly, then that's what it's about for me. It's not about me, it's about all of us, and this evening is a celebration of life, but it's a celebration of our life.
If and when you're not around to celebrate life with these people, do you want them to have this November 28th party without you?
Well, celebration of life is generally a funeral, and it's at the death of a person that people get together and celebrate the life of that person. And I think we should celebrate while we're here, and I want to be at my own party, and I will always be here, whether I'm here in body or not. Doesn't matter where I go. If I go to visit my family in another town, or I go on holidays in another country, I never think about the fact that I'm not connected with the people here or there. I'm connected wherever I am.
Is this party a reason why you're able to celebrate life and be so strong and feel good?
Yes, the support of everyone. This evening wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for all the support, encouragement, and excitement that everyone else feels as well.
Would you recommend this to other folks who have the HIV virus?
Oh yes, for sure. You know, to show up for life. Show up for life. You know, there's, you know, realize that there's so much out there to enjoy. You know, not to sit at home. You know, not to be afraid to tell someone. You know, in denying yourself, you're also denying others. You know, and you know. I have lots of people around me that care and love me, and you know, there's people for every one of us. You know, it's not about being alone and being afraid. You don't have to be afraid, and you certainly don't have to be alone.
This party, Brad was describing what he thinks it is. What about you? How do you see it?
I see it as a celebration of life, but also of Brad. And I think that what you'll see from the evening is an energy. You may not be able to capture it on camera, but you'll see the people here and just the positive energy and just the abundance that Brad brings really to any event.
Yeah, tell me about Brad. What kind of person is he? He doesn't seem down at all.
Oh, he's, I think, the most positive person that I've ever met, but it's a full-time job for him. He consciously just directs his mind so that he's focusing on the positive in any situation and not thinking about his illness or any of their circumstances. He just goes out and enjoys life and just takes whatever life presents to him and just goes with it.
Does he ever get down and does he tell you about it?
I think he gets down like everybody else, but the key is how long do you stay there and what do you do about it? And when you're down, do you go around in endless loop circles and ask why me, or do you go out and say, well, how can I change this and what can I learn from this and how can I use this set of circumstances to just maybe see a side of life that I've never seen before, or meet people that I've never met before, or just experience something different.
Brad does that?
Oh, all the time, all the time.
What about having this party, this celebration, when the time comes when Brad maybe isn't around? Can you see that?
I think that we'll probably bring this type of a celebration just in anything that we do, and we'll leave here and not just have an excuse to celebrate and have it to be an anniversary of a particular event or maybe someone's death, but I think if we walk away and celebrate life every day, then I think that's really the message. I think it's unfortunate when we wait for annual events, birthdays, or making resolutions once a year on New Year's.
Or funerals.
Exactly.
So you can't see maybe getting together on November 28th at some point down the road when Brad isn't able to attend?
Oh, I think anyone who's part of this event will have November 28th just kind of etched in their mind, and just remember Brad for everything that was positive about him and everything that he really stood for, and tried to really just be an example of this way of living. I think he constantly reminds me that what I'm experiencing in everyday life, any struggle that I have, is so minor, I think, in comparison to what he's dealing with, that if I can't have a positive outlook on life, then it's really quite unfortunate, and it's really my own doing. And what he's showing all of us is that there's a better way, and the more positive he is, the more things just start to flow for him. And the more relaxed he is and just settling into whatever circumstances present themselves for him, the more things are effective. The less he questions, the less he fights against the circumstances, the more everything just sorts itself out. Everything works out. And you can just take a look around you with all the people here and putting it all together. It wasn't because he has a big wallet and he bankrolled the whole thing. A lot of people came together, and they came together because he just trusted that they would, and he trusted that it would all work out. So,
ever met anyone like that?
I don't think so. I don't think so. It's not just really his attitude. He's incredibly, incredibly talented. He's artistic. He's a fabulous cook. He's an artist in every sense of the way, and There's a lot of magic to him.
Tell me about Brad. What kind of person is he? How well do you know him? Tell me all about him.
Well, I know him very well. We're very close. We have a beautiful love connection. We're loving friends. And
What kind of person is he?
he's a very open, loving person. He feels that what he has found for himself in finding love inside of himself is available for everybody. And I feel that that's what's most important for him. Not for people to think, oh, Brad, you're wonderful, Brad, you're wonderful, but for people to see that if he can do it, to come out of where he was in his own fear, that it's available for everybody. Well, it's a process I was already walking when I met Brad. And certainly we've shared a lot of that together, and we've assisted each other tremendously in growing and opening and letting the fear drop, to know that we can just love, we can celebrate and love and care for each other when we're hurting.
Yeah, he talks a lot about fear and how he doesn't want to live with fear, and he's not living with fear.
That's right. Well, my experience with Brad is that he knows that he can just show up for life. He doesn't have to show up for his fear. Yeah.
Tell me about this party. What does it mean for you?
For me, it's about celebrating life, not just celebrating Brad's life, but the celebration of life, that life's a celebration. We don't need an invitation to celebrate life. And to have people come together, it's, from our conversations we've had, for him it's important that people understand that love is for everybody. It's not just for him because he's special. So for him, the party's for everybody. It is important for him that all of the friends can come together and find a loving way to share with one another. Yeah.
Are there times when he gets down and he talks to you about it, and how do you get him out of it?
Yeah, I think that always, no matter what it is, I mean, we all get down and we all get afraid and we all have things that we get frustrated about or confused about. And what I've seen again and again with Brad in our relationship is that we know that it's okay to be all those ways, you know, but that's not who we are, that we are love. And that if we can love one another and accept those things that frustrate us, then that helps to move through it.
Is he normal for other folks who are going through the same thing he is?
I think that there's...
Learn from him?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. There's tremendous... there's a big gap, a big hole in the community with people that are living with all kinds of diseases. And I think that Brad has a clear message, you know, that life is about love, and that the experiences that come to us are there to help us to open, to find the peace inside of ourselves. So, yeah, in that way, I think he's a tremendous model. I think because there's lots of fear in areas where people are living with disease, and there isn't, it's not sort of the aspect of love and that we have something that we can do about it is not necessarily in the forefront at this time. So I think that he's a pioneer in that in lots of ways.